Hello everybody, Makes here, back with another review, y'all. Everybody, I'm here with my first review for a channel for 2026, everybody. It was my first non-anime related review in quite a while here on Sherwood. Although, it will still be the relevant anime share by, as today, everybody, I'm going to be reviewing the animated series by for Amazon Prime. Focus on the superhero comic series by that be Invincible, everyone. Now, everyone, I've heard really good things about this, everyone. One of the church had a chance to check out, everyone. Had a chance to watch it during parts of last year, everyone. All three seasons there, the three. And with season 4 coming out, here on today's everyone, I figured out as good as I was a to drop this review, everyone, and get my overall thoughts on Invincible thus far, everyone. So, early things about Invincible, everyone. Want to make sure I have a chance to check out. And there we're hearing my thoughts, everybody, from what I've seen based on what I saw in season 1-3. So for doing let's go jump right into it here. As usual, we'll be doing plot summary, pros and cons, and my overall final thoughts and recommendation one. So jump right into it. And apologies for for my Rick's person by split up long ago. Hopefully, Master Reflex won't be too bad here, so all the advances they do. Anyways, everyone, can they start with my review for Invincible one? First off, plot summary one. Last everybody, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but there will be some possible minor spoilers discussed in the review there, so just figure you a heads up there. So anyways, now we'll go to the plot summary here. The overall story of Invincible focuses on Mark Gracer who is half human, half Viltrumite by. Best way to describe Viltrumite by. They're kind of like this world's equivalent of Kryptonians there, with a little bit of Saiyan stuff mixed into it there for Dragon Ball Z or what. Like I said, we're going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, everyone. So, anyways, everyone, Mark Grayson, if you have Viltrumite there, his father, Nolan Grayson, a.k.a. Alvin Man there, was recognized as one of the world's greatest heroes there. And Mark wanted to make sure to become a hero just like his dad, but it was up the year where he'll actually get that chance. But it all changed when he managed to get his Viltrumite powers at the age of 17 years old there. So, and Season 1 focused there on unmanned trade-up Mark, who ended up getting taking up the hero name Invincible there. And train up there to become the next protector of Earth. But some stuff happens nearby, and, well, like I said, try to get as spoiler-free as possible when Mark ends up finding out different things about his father there. They have had a bit of fallout there. And Mark ends up having to adapt to becoming the new protector of Earth there, along with the other heroes there. Also, learning more things about the Viltrumites there, and deal with other threats that come to disrupt his peace on Earth there, and beyond. The explanation plot started by the most spoiler-free summary of the plot I can get there without going to major spoilers there, so well, that's everyone else writing the pros and cons, everybody. So after watching Invincible, everybody, what are my overall thoughts, everybody? Do you have a good time watching it there? And is it worth the praise that's been given there? Alright, well, I'm very glad everyone had a great time watching Invincible, everybody. Definitely a fun show there. Now, I still kind of have to wait to see what season 4 and very long there before I give it a very high recommendation there. But what I see from season 1 to 3, it was a lot of fun and a lot of great stuff happened there. First, everybody, I'm going to talk about everyone the animation for Invincible. Very well done, everyone. Good job with character animation. Also, coloring lighting there and shades as well there. Action scenes for Invincible look fantastic, everybody. And there are definitely some parts where Invincible can get broader. I won't go into major details, everybody, but if it comes to very brutal stuff, everybody, Invincible don't pull any punches there, and they do a very good job with that, everyone. And I do remember there's actually some parts of Invincible where I actually use the animation there for some humor there. For example, there's this one episode where Mark is then going for an Amber, went up to the convention there. Mark ended up beating this one dude there who worked on a show there. It's pretty much the world's version of Doctor Strange there, but it's a dog there. And they actually did like a meta joke there with the animation there where, they cut budget on certain scenes there and whatnot. It's something that I thought was pretty funny meta joke there, so overall, animation for Invincible done very well there. And for people who want to see some great action there, Invincible will not disappoint you in that department there. But as y'all know, everyone, the thing I want to look forward to the most when it comes to different shows, movies, or forms of entertainment I check out there are the story and the characters by. And Invincible does a very good job with the overall story as well as his cast of characters there. They did a very good job getting you hooked up with the overall story of season 1 by, with different things happening with Omni Man there, as to why he did there's that, and learning more stuff about the Viltrumites there, and Mark coming to terms with it there, and they do a pretty good job following up that stuff and going to seasons 2 and 3 there. But also bringing in new threats as well there, that Mark is hero comrades have to deal with there. The show does a pretty good job balancing things out there, focusing on that stuff, on different aspects everybody, or storytelling aspects as well, developing the characters by, which overall Invincible has a very short cast character by. There are some characters by. I will talk about more when I talk about college by. In general, I like the cast characters by. The show does a pretty good job when it comes to get you engaged with your characters there and balance out focus there and things go on with them. Whether it be hero characters, the villain characters, or characters in the more gray area there. But probably the best example, the more gray area might be Cecil and everyone. And Cecil, one of the best written anti-hero-esque characters I've seen in quite a while by. He does different things that are questionable there, but he has reasons to do that there and try to make sure to maintain the peace there and do what he can to protect Earth and stuff like that there. So yeah, and show does a very good job, when it comes to the morality there, what Cecil does there, and what's the limitation for him, as well as what Mark as well there. Definitely have those collisions there, whatnot there. And Omni-Man is also in that department as well, everyone, although I mean, kind of go into spoiler territories, everybody, but show that does set up a bit of a redemption arc there for Omni-Man there, which I'm curious to see how they're going to be followed up there going into Season 4, so, hey, yours. All the stuff they do everybody with their characters there, but I enjoyed for the most part, but like I said, there were some things everybody at the beginning, primarily the beginning there, where I was a little bit iffy about some there, but overall, I really enjoyed the cast characters of Invincible there. Very enjoyable cast, couple personalities there, and you get engaged, and show does a pretty good job balancing everything out there, so yeah. Sorry for what else there, so when it comes to pros everybody, Invincible definitely does a lot of things right there, and people who work on the show definitely do a very good job with those aspects there. Now, like I said, there are a couple of cons everybody I will talk about there, so aren't too many major ones, aside from what I'll get to here in a sec. As I said, the only really call I got is something related to characters everybody. Now, for one of them, everybody, I will technically sort of both. Everybody did kind of warp to them there, but definitely liked one more than the other there. And the other character, I think he's got definitely a bit iffy with the right there, whatnot. So, now, at first, what everybody will be Rex, everybody. Now, everybody, Rex, I will admit, at the beginning of the series, I was not a fan of him there. He was definitely that cocky, arrogant personality type hero character there, and he was not a very likable guy there at the beginning of the series there. Was definitely the most specific moment there where he ended up cheating on Amy there, where they were a couple of times there, so that, but Amy, she caught Rex. She got her with the other colleague that is there, whatnot, definitely, sorry about Brett said there. So it definitely gets affected this there in terms of you disliking Rex character one, but Rex, does get better with time there. He does definitely have major developments there, something like that there, And I eventually grew to like Rex there, and without going to spoilers, everybody, there's definitely a big part in having Season 3 where Rex definitely makes a big sacrifice there and whatnot, And definitely was one of the high emotional parts there of the series there, or what happened to him there, so that's it, yeah. So everyone, by the end of Season 3, everyone definitely liked Rex character there, He definitely one they grew up being more time, although the beginning portion I was not a fan of him there. As for the other character I talked about everybody, it was sort of the same ballpark there, but definitely a bit more messier how they handled it there compared to something Rex everybody, that being Amber. And like I said before, Amber, she was Mark's girlfriend there at their points in the show there, but everyone, this will be the one area where I will be going into spoiler territory for the Sherwood. As I did the whole, balancing personal life stuff / superhero stuff storyline with Mark and Amber's relationship there, It was not the worst I've seen it handle everybody. It was definitely a rocky one there, to say the least. At first, it starts out there with Mark having a crush on Amber there, wanting to go on dates with her there, or something like that, and she decides to have a chance to do something with them there and whatnot. But then superhero stuff comes up. Mark has to bail. Amber gets frustrated there, and we see it over and over again there, Now, at the end of the season, when everybody, Mark ends up revealing his identity as Invincible to Amber there. And everybody, Amber, she ends up revealing that she knew that, Mark was Invincible there, and she was still upset about stuff there, which, one hand, understandably so there, but some of the different things Amber said afterwards there definitely did not put her in the most sympathetic light there, so that, while there were definitely some things, to call out Mark on there, Amber definitely overreacted there, and she did show off as a major B word at the part there where it gets to the point there where he didn't really care if they got back together or not there, But then Season 2 happens everybody, and, Amber decides to give Mark another chance there, so that, and try to make things work out, everyone. They did try to make it balance out there. They ended up breaking up again. On better terms there, they become just friends there at Season 3 there, so that, and they have moved on to their partners there. Which, on paper, not a bad plan there, but how they got to there was very awkward, everybody. As at the end of Season 1, everybody, they had the big break up, everybody. Then, right at the beginning of Season 2, everybody, Amber just kind of flipped there, and decided to give Mark another chance. And now some people may say, oh, but Hunter, there's that big thing that happened between him and his dad there, and so that. You would try to keep this spoiler free as possible. And some people may bring it up there as a case there, which, understandable there, but that doesn't automatically mean Amber has to hook back up with Mark there. She'd still be sympathetic there, but also still be frustrated with what happened in the relationship there, so that, they could have, built it up a bit more there, so that, and not just have the two to get back together right away at the beginning of season 2 there and whatnot, After that there, just seemed like things went back to normal there, trying to balance things out. Only the real difference there is that, Amber is now aware of Mark's duties as a hero there, so that, and like I said, they ended up having the big scene there, and they ended up breaking up on better terms there, so that, which everybody on paper, not bad, but the way they got to it was pretty rocky, everybody, and it's definitely the one major issue I do have with Invincible. Like I said, it ain't the worst when it comes to poorly written, romances and superhero shows or other forms of BIC or what, but it was definitely a rocky one there, and it could have been handled in my opinion, so yeah. That pretty much wraps up for pros and cons right now to my overall final thoughts of Invincible. So overall, everybody, well, there were definitely some things to talk about with Invincible there. One major one there with the stuff with Amber and Mark there. I still have a pretty fun time watching Invincible overall. Everyone has a great amount of action there by there's all animation, strong cast of characters there, and it does a pretty good job when it comes to get you invested in the overall story there, and what will be happening next in the series. Now, that being said, everyone, as my final recommendation, everybody, I am going to be giving Invincible a watch rate, everybody. And because of the stuff with Amber and Mark there does keep it from getting my highest recommendation must watch everybody, but for anyone that enjoys solid superhero shows everybody, this will definitely be one worth checking out there, and you'll definitely not be disappointed there. And I am going to be curious to see where things will be going in season 4 everybody, and if I ever do a follow-up for season 4 everybody, where it'll be a review for season 4 or potential reaction to season 4, whenever it comes out in March. I'll make sure to consider updating my Reiki everybody or recommendation there for Invincible one. But for now, I'm going to give Invincible a watch rate there. For any of you that enjoy superhero shows there, this will definitely one to look out for. So yeah. But anyway, I'm pretty much wrapping things up for this review wood. For next review wood, I'll be doing my reaction everybody for season 5 Harley Quinn wood. And I'll make sure we have other videos coming soon by. Next review wood, I'll be doing my review for Fear Everybody, so make sure I'll see that there. Other videos coming soon for channel wood. But till then, alright, that's enough now. Sorry, make sure to like button, channel is a subscribe to the notification icon so you see uploads. I'll see you next time. It's our big set. Peace.